welcome today to our office at You've Got Made of Northern Virginia in Sterling, Ray Kimble. He's the founder of Kuma Foundation. Ray, thank you very much for being here today. I know you have a busy life, but we're going to try to steal you for a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
thank you for
Natasha.
being here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about Kuma Foundation, and I was interested, and I was talking to you before. How the name come up? Kuma, the word Kuma.
Yeah, so the name Kuma is Japanese for bear. So and that's why you have the bear in the logo. I'm a quarter Japanese, so I wanted to make sure that we kept some kind of connection to that culture. You know, there's whether it's security, confidence, quiet confidence. So there's characteristics of the Japanese culture we wanted to keep. So we actually kept it with the LLC, with Kuma, and then also the nonprofit, the Kuma Foundation. So that's kind of how we came about using that name.
Can you tell us a little bit about Kuma Foundation?
Yeah, the Kuma Foundation, it's a nonprofit we started about 4 years ago, I want to say. And the reason we did that was there's this term called the missing millions that the National Science Foundation came up with. And it's that population are folks that have not been introduced to STEM or STEAM. And what STEM is: science, technology, engineering. We add the A for arts and math, so STEAM. And there are right now millions of people that really haven't been introduced to a STEM or STEAM education. And why that's a big deal is that, one, a lot of the most high-paying jobs right now in the United States are based around science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And the problem is that it's very expensive to get involved in those courses sometimes. And so when you have the missing millions that the NSF is called, it's people that really need to get into the pipeline and to get access and exposure to STEM curriculum and topics and things like that. And so we built the foundation to make sure that these kids and these families knew that STEM is within reach. And a lot of times, with STEM, you think robotics, and that's not all STEM is. It's a lot more to that than just robotics. But robotics classes are often held outside of school or at night. They're expensive, and that removes a big portion of the population from being able to get exposure. So the foundation was developed to make sure all of our programs were 100% free, and that we were giving kids a chance, an opportunity to get educated in areas where they may not have a connection to. So they may not know anybody in a STEM field. And so our programs are built specifically to give these kids a chance to explore an area that they may not have had exposure to.
Wow. So how many programs, guys, you have, and how it will work, like the process?
Yeah. So we have there's about 4 or 5 different marquee kind of programs that we offer. The first is just an introduction class. So we do an introductory class to STEM. And we hit on each of those disciplines. So we'll offer a class in science, in technology, in engineering, arts, and math. And we give kids, one is actually access to a teacher or to an activity. And the kids kind of get together and they do the activity together and they learn about that particular topic.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
So yeah, so that
cool stuff.
it's really cool.
That's so cool.
And
yeah.
and the key with that is, again, the reason the foundation is different is because that class is free. It's also developed in a way, a lot of people have been impacted by the pandemic.
Absolutely.
And it's the last thing schools are trying to think about right now is more classes or more, how to do more. They're just trying to figure out, how to maintain and how to serve the kids the best they can. We've built these classes so that the kids can achieve, get those classes, consume those classes 100% virtually or in person. So another barrier to kids getting access to STEM, they may have dual working parents. You know, they may be involved in other activities. They have limited time to do more than what they're doing in school.
Yeah.
So we actually have physical space where kids can go to and take these classes, or we can offer them virtually, so that we can meet the kid wherever they are and wherever they can consume this material. So we have that 6-week introductory class that kind of get them involved, and then if we piqued interest and one of the kids say, hey, you know, I really enjoy science, or I really enjoyed this activity they did in engineering, we then kind of go the next step, which is introducing them to somebody in the career and that has a career in that space. So again, with the power of virtual technology now, you don't have to fly somebody into Virginia,
absolutely,
to meet with an.
Absolutely.
So when you ask,
basically, you have kids from everywhere. It can be anywhere. The kids.
We do. Yeah, we have kids everywhere, and we have instructors everywhere.
Wow.
So when we have a kid that says, hey, I'm really interested in being an engineer. I want to be an engineer when I grow up, and say, oh wow, that's interesting. Do you know what an engineer does? And a lot of times the kids are like, not really.
No, I heard about it.
Yeah.
My dad did say something.
Yeah.
My mom said something.
Right. And I don't, and they don't know, what a day in the life of an engineer looks like. They don't know how to get into that space. Yeah. They may not have a connection to an engineer at all.
Absolutely.
So what the foundation does is we build those connections and those relationships for them. So if we do have a child that's interested in engineering, we can bring an expert, an engineer, anywhere in the US or the world for that matter, and have them do a day in the life of, and this is why I love my job, this is what an engineer does, and it brings that child from that introductory class to the next level, which is, oh wow, there's a future here in this discipline. And so that's what we call the career exploration.
Yeah. What about the age for the children? Do you take specific age?
We don't take a specific age, but typically right around 5th grade, to up through high school is the group that we're looking at. And the classes are tailored depending on the audience, right? So you have more basic classes for the younger kids, and then you have, as they get through high school, that's where the other programs come into play. It's, okay, I've realized I enjoy engineering, just to keep on that thread. But, now I need real world experience. So I need maybe an internship or a mentorship. And so those are some of the other programs, the foundation.
Door for them also.
Exactly. And get them real world experience with companies, that the foundation, has relationships with, or and that are looking for interns. And so we help the older population kind of get into that internship, mentorship program.
And the people who they have the career that kind of like volunteer, that will come and they will reach out to you guys and say, hey, I am a mathematics teacher and I would like to be part of your program and contribute and help. This is awesome.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. They volunteer their time.
Yeah.
And they want to. They want to get their field and their knowledge out to a new generation of kids. And so they volunteer their time. We have the technology in place to make the connections. And we just make sure that the relationship that we have with that child continues. Like, we don't want to have a child interested in a topic and then that's it. Like, we want to make sure that we're nurturing that kind of developmental.
Or maybe sometimes you feel like kids doesn't know what they want. Like, they don't know, and they think that they would like to be an engineer. So, and they do this program, and they might feel like, well, you know what? I thought it is different. This is maybe not for me. Or maybe it is, oh my God, this is what I'm going to be succeeding, or this is what I want.
That's
to
exactly
be, or
right.
I want to do on college time, to do what I need to do and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And on that note, if you don't mind, I mean, when you think in the STEM jobs, you play this forward a little bit, and this is a national issue. It's a national priority for the United States to get STEM and people into this pipeline. Because you look at some of the job descriptions of these jobs, half of them I don't think I qualify for. Right?
Absolutely.
And it stops you from actually submitting a resume or interviewing.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
worst thing that you want to happen.
Yeah.
Because as long as you give these people a chance, oftentimes they grow into the role and they can succeed. So to that point, it's important that you're giving these kids exposure to many different disciplines, because they may like it, they may not, they might want to go a different direction, but that consistent 4-year, 8-year university program isn't for everybody.
Absolutely.
And it's not filling the job demand right now. So.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of event during the year? Do you do under the foundation?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we do. We had an annual fun run we've run for the last couple of years. So
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of neat. And the reason we did it, the reasoning behind the fun run was, even though STEM has a lot to do with technology, it's also about having a healthy lifestyle, and so we don't want you glued to your phone or technology all the time. So we were like, what can we do? So we work with a couple local businesses and schools, and we have it's a 5K, it's a 1 mile run / walk for families and kids, and then there's a 5K run for folks. And so we held one, it was 3 months ago. And the local, they're a national franchise, but Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
There was a local chapter here where we had it in Prince William County, and their whole running club came out and supported the run, and so we have a lot of local community vendors that come out, school districts that come out for that. So that's one, and then the other one we're talking about doing is maybe doing a bit more of a formal kind of gala event, but we really haven't put that in play yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know this is maybe a little bit separate of the nonprofit. We know you have also a successful business called Kuma LLC. So it's not part of the foundation. It's kind of like, so you're a very busy man. Can you talk to us a little bit about your Kuma and what do you do, guys? Like what is? And I know it is more B2B business, but can you share with us a little bit and with the audience about your?
Absolutely.
Your
So we So for better or worse, we have Kuma, which is the for-profit, the LLC. It's a global cybersecurity company. And then we have the nonprofit, which is Kuma Foundation. Having thought about it more, maybe we should have made them a little bit more separate, but that's okay. And the logos are very similar too.
I know.
But the Kuma LLC is a cybersecurity company, and what that means is any kind of organization, whether it's a state government, federal government, county government, a commercial organization like a Capital One, Lyft, Uber, folks that are collecting personal information or sensitive data, we go in and we help them manage it. So we make sure that they're taking care of the data, they're doing the right things from a security and privacy standpoint. So we work with all those organizations actually. Mostly in the U.S., we do a little bit of overseas. And then hopefully in the near future, there's a huge need around small to medium-sized B2C companies. The budgets might not be there for your biggest for big cybersecurity needs, but the need is still there. And so what we've been able to do is create a subscription service that really help those types of companies. And so that's something on the roadmap that we're getting ready to launch, which is going to be very exciting, I think, needed.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing about Kuma LLC. So going back quick on Kuma Foundation, how can the audience and how, as a small business too, how can we help, how can we get involved with you guys?
So the foundation, there's probably a couple different ways. One, just following the foundation online on all the social media platforms. we do an okay job there, but we're trying to get better. But yeah, we're on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I think are the 4 different platforms that we're on. We also have the website, which is kumacares.org. But then, as far as involvement, there are a couple different areas. One, you mentioned it earlier. If you're passionate about a field that touches on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and you want to give back, we make it very easy for you to really touch kids and approach kids and teach them, about your career. So you could be a teacher, you could be, an engineer, you could be arts, you name it. A lot of different disciplines touch STEAM. So we're always looking for folks, that are in the field to talk about their job, with kids. So that's one way. I think the other way is speaking to more of the schools, or community groups that have a population of kids that want to do more around STEAM and STEM. We also have the curriculum. So we can work with, and we do work with schools to augment their existing STEM programs. So a lot of times right now, teachers are limited in what they can offer, time and resources.
And shortage too.
Right, and so what the Kuma Foundation does is we partner with those schools. We provide them with activities, with these resources and these experts.
Yeah.
Now can be transported into the school, either virtually or in person, to talk to the class about a day in the life of an engineer. And so that's another area. If there's schools or community groups that have a population of children that want to just get more exposure in STEM, then the foundation can work with you to easily bring those kids into our programs. And again, completely free.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Ray, for sharing all this information with us. Cool stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me.
And you have passion, or you have to have something for it. And I hope, Kuma, how long you said? 4 years?
The foundation's been around for about 4 years, and the LLC's been around for about 9.
Yeah. Wow. And you are the founder and everything.
Yeah, so the foundation.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, the foundation. We have a board of directors, and I'm the chairman of the board as of now. And it's a fantastic group of people. Microsoft, a lot of big tech companies, obviously, but it's been a blast. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ray, for your time today and for sharing everything with us. So again, can you tell us the website? So if somebody wants to check the Kuma Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's www.kumacares.org, and on all the social media platforms as well, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. But the website's probably the best place to go.
And if any parents want to get their children involved, then just everything is on the website.
Everything is on the website.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.